Ghost Cult Magazine welcomes in the guys from Inhuman Condition. How are you today?
Doing good.
Doing well. How are you?
I'm swell, man. It's a Friday, and I'm happy to talk to you guys about a week out from the release of Rat God, which we'll talk all about. This awesome kind of death metal, somewhat low-key supergroup a little bit, and a bunch of other stuff you guys are working on. Just for the folks at home, because I find these Zoom tags unreliable, introduce yourselves, tell us who you are, and then I'll ask some questions that hopefully don't suck.
Hello, I am Taylor Nordberg. I play guitar.
Hello, I'm Jeramie Kling. I play drums and sing.
Word. I feel like when you have a name like Taylor's, you need to have like, I'm the Taylor. Like, I feel like your name is so regal that you need like a definitive article in front of it.
Sir. You can call me sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Pinkies out, everybody.
No, actually, everybody calls me Teets.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre nickname, but
is there a story here? Now I need to know.
Yeah,
why.
his daughter, when she was probably three,
yeah,
couldn't say Taylor, so she called me T-Toss.
Yeah, Uncle T-Toss.
Uncle T-Toss, which was adorable. So I was T-Toss for like 2 years.
Man, like 2 years, everybody called him T-Toss. Now consider that as like a nickname for a buddy of yours. It's real weird. It was real weird. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So then eventually I came down to live in Florida full time, and then she was a little bit older, so it just kind of morphed from T-Toss to Teeter to Teets to Uncle Teeter Tot. So it just kind of stuck with Uncle Teets. And
Uncle Teets,
that's
man.
what the kids, and that's what the adults called me too.
It's unreal. It's like, I mean, he's literally known as Uncle Teets, and you know, like full time, like half the time it's like Teets, blah 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 blah, whatever. You know, it's yeah. Anyways.
So yeah.
No, that's
Teets
an awesome
Taylor or what?
Well, okay, we'll keep it at Taylor just for formality's sake. But from the mouths of babes, kids will surprise you with the shit they say and think of. In a way, I almost wish we all had that innocence back, because I think the world has kind of ruined us. But generally speaking, how are you guys doing? You know, this album is awesome. You guys are so busy. I feel like you've been making a very good use of the gap year, the lost year, whatever you want to call it, by working hard on a lot of stuff, a lot of projects.
Good. I mean, just steady plugging away and rocking and rolling, man. Really glad that these songs had a chance to see the light of day. You know, obviously they came from such a volatile situation. Well, I mean, it wasn't too volatile, but you know, the circumstances of which Inhuman Condition is now a band was a little turbulent, but we're just stoked that they are out there and being received well. You know, it's like, yes, because we loved them. Whenever we wrote them, we were like, oh my God, like we would, like, let's just say Tarantula, like that part, whenever we first listened back to it, when it was just drums and guitar, was like, I actually hurt my back from body banging. Now I'm going to stand up and show you. I did full body banging. Like I was rocking so hard when those breaks first started happening. Like the first day we were like listening back, it was like, oh my God, I can't wait. You know, and then here we are, you know, fast forward to like a year and a half later, and now they're actually being released and people are like, oh my God, this is heavy. We played a show and I got to do the same body bang, but I've been training, you know, cause I'm, you know, approaching my, my 40s Phil Anselmo move over here and fucking myself up.
We're all getting there, man. Getting up in the morning hurts when you get to a certain age. I don't know if you've rolled over and squished your balls in the middle of the night. I don't recommend it to anybody. I'm getting that. I'm a little chumpy. I'm a little chubby and rolly. So yeah, I squish my nuts by myself. But it's like, okay, this is a thing that happens when you get older. Just squish my own nuts.
New technology.
I don't know, man. I need a body pillow or something. I feel like a pregnant lady. I hear you. Yeah, don't fuck your back up. You need that for things. You need your back. Your core is important. Engage your core. And yeah, Tarantula is actually one of my more favorite songs on the record. They're all killer, but like I love anything that's OSDM. Just not, you know, there are a lot of bands that are like paying tribute, right? But like not everybody can really capture the essence of the old school bands, the classic bands. And it's great that a lot of these classic bands are still around, but like it's awesome when you hear like some new music come, when Zoom puts a new record out or you guys do a record and it's like, oh shit, this is what I need in my life.
Oh man, cool. Awesome. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, brother.
I just want to go punch somebody when I play this record. So, and I'm not a violent guy at all. So it's just like, all right, rage, bedroom wash.
Good. You know, we've been listening to it, and I go to the gym regularly, and I'm like, this is like the perfect gym record. I'm like, this is, you know, it's got this going on, and you're like, all right, well, shit, just I'm gonna get a dig deep here. You know what I'm saying? It's killer. I'm not a violent guy either, and it makes me want to punch people. I'm telling you, it made me want to hurt my back over it the first time I heard it. So there's
there you go. And then, you know, I love Rat God. It's just such a kind of like, it's so many, put your mind in so many places. And I think one of the fun things, the fun of death metal that I think people have overlooked over like the lifespan of the genre is like, so like black metal takes itself extremely seriously a lot of times. Now there's some funny, cool people, Fenriz and Abbott in black metal, but most of the time it's like very severe guys with this face.
Serious.
And death metal can laugh at itself, and death metal can have fun, and the absurdity and the cruelty of life is funny. It just inherently, that's how we cope, is the funny. You laugh at tragedy. One of my favorite teachers ever was like, comedy is time, tragedy plus time. How long can you laugh at something horrible after it happens? And so that's what I love about death metal. I love Rat God. I love the album cover. I love some of these lyrics are nuts, just straight up, like right in the pocket, right in the feels.
Nice. Hell yeah. Yeah. It was a great time. Like literally for our time that we put into it, we had a blast. There wasn't a moment where it wasn't like killer. Like for instance, when we tracked the drums, we woke up in the morning, we gave ourselves like 3 days, I think, to track the drums here at our studio. And we set up, we got everything, mics on, tones were good. Everything was good. It was like, cool. Tomorrow morning, wake up, have a cup of coffee, and we're going to go for it. We're going to see how many we can do. Now, that day came, the day of recording, and we both drank a pot of coffee each for the whole day. I got 13 songs recorded that day. So the entirety of the record was totally done. It was like, oh, wow, shit. It was like, cool. We finished the last one. It was like, you know, I'm doing that. He's doing that because we both had so much fucking coffee running through us. But I mean, it was like, it was awesome, you know? And then Taylor reminded me that we went and saw Power Trip that night. And, you know, rest in peace, Riley. But holy shit, they were so inspirational, right? And we were buzzing the whole way back from the concert. It's like, oh my God, this was great. And then he's like, well, let's maybe do another song. You know, we got the drums set up, and it was like, yeah, okay, all right. You know, let's write it. It was like, fuck yeah. I was like, let's set a tempo. I'll go play drums. So Tarantula, I actually played the drums for first. So there was no guitar. We didn't write that together at all. It was just drums. And then he went back and created all of that shit on top of it. And when I listened back to it, I was like, man, fuck, it sounds like we played that song for like a couple of years. Like, you know, it sounds like we were like, that was like the one. It's cool, you know, but we have a total symbiotic working relationship to where it's just like, we have typically a good time. Like we have a saying, we're like, are we having fun? Or, you know, like what, like if we're not, we're like, okay, well, we'll take a break. But, you know, for the most part, it's just fucking smooth sailing, man.
Awesome. More bands need to be like that. Keep the fun to the, you know, if it stops being fun and it's a chore, then it's no fun anymore.
Hey man, we just saw that in that Def Leppard documentary we were watching.
Hey, that was a haiku also. Yeah, Power Trip, man. Rest in peace, Riley, man. I miss that guy. And we interviewed him a few times. He was fantastic. Man. We hung out with him one night in Brooklyn. Super good. Rest in peace. Rest in power. I was gonna say, before you mentioned that story about Tarantula and kind of how that your song came about, I was gonna say, don't you hate a guy who goes in the studio and bangs out all his tracks in a day and now puts the pressure on you?
Not when he's in your band.
There you go. Setting the bar abnormally high, though. Awesome that you can knock out all the beats in a day. That's a, you know, is that all pretty much like 1 or 2 takes for you, or do you go in?
Yeah,
like, I didn't.
That record was pretty much like straight chunks of passes and stuff like that. So it was. And I really tried to do my best Bill Andrews. I was working on it, man. Like if anybody knows my drumming, I mean, if you know me from like the Absence or well, let's just stop and start there. If you know me from there, I'm like cymbally. I hit so much shit all the time. Thank you, Steve from Deicide for the upbringing. You know, that guy's a cymbal wizard. And like as a young kid, I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is he doing? So I'm normally crazy and all over the place. And I had to really police myself and he had to police me. And it was like, dude, okay. I was like, is it too butch there? You know, is it too much this, or is it too much that? And it was like, you know, what would Bill do? You know, essentially he would not hit a fucking cymbal for about a minute. He wouldn't hit any crashes for like a minute. And you're like, damn, he's just still on that damn hi-hat. Like fucking earning a damn paycheck back there, hitting that hi-hat, just boom, 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 going for it. So it was a very cool approach, because like the simpler I could play, the cooler it, you know, I think it came across in the end game.
It breathes more.
There you go.
Less busy.
That's the thing that I like about old school death metal with grooves. There's space, and you need space for riffs to live. You need space occasionally if you have a good bass player like you guys do, and you need space for vocals. And I think that's probably what's, as much as I love all the brutal technical death metal of late and in history, but like I love that sometimes I want that oppressive vibe that is just like nonstop, like a jackhammer. And sometimes I need space, and I love just groovy mid-tempo shit. And I was going to say, I feel like every guitar player in death metal has like a bag of riffs they're hanging on to that they wrote one, you know, just a whole day of jamming. And you have like, do you just have like a bunch of songs like sitting ready to go for projects, or do you write kind of as you need them?
Yeah, usually I have way more songs than are needed. Like if we're finishing one album, I'm already writing for that band's next album usually, you know, because I'm involved in that and I'm like, oh, I wish we had more songs. Well, there's always the next record, which is a common saying around here.
Yeah, that's we say that regularly. Like that's about anything. It's like, oh, there's always the next record. I mean, you know.
But we already have, when we originally wrote the songs that were going to be the Massacre album, we had 14 songs. 9 of those are on Rat God, and then we have 5 songs fully finished for either an EP
Done.
or a full length. And I think I have like 16 demos of starts of other songs. So I'm sure, I know Terry has a bunch of riffs too.
Yeah.
Right. And Terry, I'm sure we're talking about the great Terry Butler. Did he also come in with some stuff or have some, you know, suggestions when he heard like, I'm sure you guys do pre-pro and have demos, like you said.
Well,
so did he have his input too?
Well, we had the drums and guitars recorded at the end of 2019.
Yep.
And Terry didn't come in until about a year later. So the songs and the structures were already pretty much in, but he wrote his bass parts and came in after, and he was actually a big fan of the songs, which was pretty cool. So
pretty awesome.
I guess it kind of worked out.
Nice. As you guys are very prolific, and we're going to talk about some other things, do you write something and be like, oh, this is for this band, this won't work for this band? Do you know immediately after like hearing it back or feeling it out? Or is it something like you could try out something for anything and see what sticks? How does that work for you guys creatively?
We usually are pretty accurate with separating our headspaces.
Yeah, pretty specific, because I mean they are you know, church and state are not created equal when it comes to that. So like our punk band 4, like there would be no way to like accidentally write an Absence song that sounded like, you know, and plus on top of that, like whenever he gets into like a writing mode, it's like, I mean, the damn focus beam of the eye of Mordor is focused, you know, and it can see you, Frodo. It can see you. Do not be confused about that. So
we like to consider ourselves chameleons.
Yeah,
you know, that's one of the reasons we did that quarantine project at the start of the quarantine last year.
Yeah, aptly named.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It is what it was.
Yeah, we just wanted to try and write in different styles.
Yep.
And kind of say, one day let's write a Motorhead song, let's write an In Flames song, let's write a, you know, whatever.
Yeah, that was batty, because we woke up in the morning and started writing, recorded the guitars, recorded the drums. Half the time we were sending tracks to people, and then they had to write their parts and record it and ship it back to us, and then I mixed it and we threw it up online all within a day. So we did 12 songs like that. And later Blood Blast actually put it out, which was pretty amazing. So it's called the Smoke and Mirrors Productions All in One. So if you got Spotify there, go check it out. All those songs were all written in a day, mixed, mastered, released, boom, boom, done. We're just like come on.
Let's
Like,
see if we can do it.
hell yeah.
Let's
yeah.
try and write a Cannibal Corpse song.
Which was
Okay.
amazing because we had like creative license to write shit. I mean, one of my favorite records was The Bleeding. So it was like, dude, let's write around that era of Cannibal Corpse. Let's try and like basically like put a song that could have been on that. I mean, you know, we did our best. You know, you can go listen and be a judge, but you know, it was cool to do that. You know, just be a chameleon, like he said. So it's like, oh, let's write in that vein. You know, let's
It's
jump
fun.
there. I mean, I like so much music, like most people, like a lot of different styles within their genre, you know, or maybe even not in their genre. Like, I mean, maybe you're a Portishead fan, or maybe you're a Phil Collins fan, or maybe you're a, you know, whatever fan. It's cool to jump and just try stuff as a musician to be like, well, let's give that a go, man. That would be cool. I don't necessarily listen to power metal, but let's do a song like Rhapsody. I used to listen to them when I was, 20. You know, I was like, let's do something like that, or like Sonata Arctica, you know, and then we had a good excuse to collaborate with friends of ours. Again, we're like pretty crazy. Taylor and I are like, we're like crazy people, you know.
Seems like fun all the time, and you're stretching out your musical chops. And I think that just makes you better for the things you're most passionate about anyway, because you get it all out of your system, and you get, you can filter it all in or out however you need. I was also going to say, Blood Blast, man, has been, it's been tremendous to watch their evolution and the groups that they work with. It's not a free for all. It's not just anybody. Seems to be so far, everybody that has a Blood Blast thing attached to them, it's always a quality thing.
Heck yeah, man. It's a great outfit, and they are amazing to work with. Bryce over there is amazing.
Bryce rules.
He is freaking on point, and we throw lots of stuff at that poor fella, and he is just he's so good and so on point, man. But yeah, great company. Obviously, they're growing, as you said. Oh yeah, we're
and they're helping
with them,
Yeah, and they're helping other people grow, which is what I love. I'm all about that. Jeramie, man, I have to say your vocals are really coming along strong, man. It's I know you've been working on it for a while, and now I think this is the record that's gonna shock people when they hear you.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you very much. Funny about this is I was not going to sing for this band. Obviously, I was the drummer in Massacre when we wrote all this stuff. So this was I was so pumped to play all this shit live. I was so excited. I was like, yes, dude, I'm going to put in a fucking disco beat like Bill Andrews had. I'm like, yes, cannot wait to play this live. Right. And then Taylor's like, when we were going to do the damn thing and it was going to be Inhuman Condition, we're talking about singers. He's like, man, you're one of my favorite singers in death metal. You should sing. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't know. I was about a 30%, maybe even 25%. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I could. All right. And then we were just kicking around names. And a couple weeks later, I'm like, oh, what about maybe so-and-so? He's like, yeah, I think that you should just, you should be the singer for Inhuman Condition. And then we don't have to go any further. And then you could just record it. I'm like, okay. Yeah. All right. I'm not opposed. And then a week or two later, because we had some time while we were tracking Terry. So it was okay. And then I would be like, oh, what about so-and-so could sing on it? Maybe he could come and do some tours. And he was like, yeah, cool. Good idea. Nope. You should sing though. For sure. You should do it. I'm like, all right, well, if we're going to do the damn thing, let's do the damn thing. And then we just went for it. And when I started tracking, I've never done that LG style. I have never sang like that. And man, it just overtook me when I was recording and was like, oh my God. I looked over at Taylor. I was like, what do you think? And he was like, yeah, fucking come on. So then, man, I have this lyric where it's in the next step, where it's a long way down the next step. It's the left-hand path down till death. And obviously I'm fucking screaming like LG. And I was like, hell yeah. And when after we tracked that, the next day, the news of his passing happened. And I even told him, I remarked to him when we were recording, I'm like, man, I'm fucking doing my best LG right now, dude. I hope that he's so proud when he hears this. And it's a little sad that he's no longer with us. It's we obviously lose a legend. Obviously he influenced me to do something. So here we are, but it's fucking cool, man. It's cool to hear you say that. And I'm just doing my best. And, we're stoked that anybody likes this stuff, let alone,
I hear you.
we've had such a crazy response for this. We're just a couple guys from Spring Hill who were like, so we're just peddling our wares, basically.
Yeah, that's it, man. Working hard, the working musician. Rest in peace to LG. Very sad that he
And Ryan,
had
look at me
taken
bringing
from
up
us
all
so young.
some bad
Oh,
news. I'm
we're
not
happy guys, jovial guys. I think there's a very distracting butt over Taylor's head. I think it's Wendy O. Williams. I'm not sure.
That's
could be
that's
wrong.
an electric wizard.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, for a second I thought it was like Wendy O. Williams, and it was going to be, again, chainsaws are a theme here today. And but yeah, man, rest in peace, LG, and you guys did a great job on that also. Obviously, you have a million other things going on. It's a lot. I don't know if you plan to sing live when you guys tour with this. It's obviously a lot easier to carry a stick than a whole bunch of gear as a drummer.
But I'll be playing. I'll be just singing. No drum playing for me when we do a tour, which we have something coming up in September, but we can't talk about it yet. So
okay, not yet.
Soon here.
Awesome, man. That's great.
All live stuff. I'll just be singing, no drumming. Which, I mean, he keeps trying to get me to get that Ventor mic and get up there and sing and play, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe. I'm not ruling it out. Maybe. Let's see.
Might take some practice. I can't chew gum and tie my shoes or pat my head at the same time. So I can't even imagine how you play drums, let alone sing and play drums. But good luck to you. I hope you pull it off if you do. And
thank you.
I'm not sure how many singing drummers there really are. Don Henley, Morgan Rosa, Seven Dust. It's a handful of people. Yeah, man. What else? Obviously, you got so many other projects. Gore Gang, which is hilarious and fun and awesome. Love the covers, love everything about that. The Absence is a new record coming out that's crushing. I heard the first couple of tracks, killer. So you got a lot of stuff on the fires. Let's hear about some of that stuff, what we can expect.
Well, for Gore Gang, we just had our EP come out, Long Live the Grime. We self-released that like we are doing for this Inhuman Condition. That seemed to get a pretty great response so far.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's very, very, very dirty and gross. It's gross. It's a gross record, which we're very proud of that.
It's like a Madball as a record, actually. It's like a sonic Madball. It's like, it's like.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Those Madballs, hell yeah.
That's a good description.
Creepy crawlers.
And then we have we have another band called Eye of Purgatory, where that's with Raga, who we play in Rib Spreader with.
Yep.
He's on guitar and vocals, he's on bass, and I play drums and keyboards and lead guitar.
That's got like an Edge of Sanity feel to it. So if you're like interested in old Swedish death metal that had
synthesizer,
lots of synthesizer, go give that a listen, because that's a lot of fun.
So that comes out June 18th on Transcending Obscurity Records, killer label.
Hell yep.
And then the next week, the Absence record comes out, Coffinized,
25th
on M Theory.
We also have a punk rock single we're releasing with four. It's called Repeated Subtraction, and then we also have we got a real cool cover that I'm gonna also a fun video that's coming up for that as well, and
another full length.
Yeah, what else? Oh yeah, well we got another full length after that too.
Madness.
The new XDO record comes out in August, and Taylor engineered the drums. I played drums on it, and that'll be out, I believe, Candlelight. I've been known to be wrong on several occasions, but not Candlelight. What am I? All right, I can't remember. Who knows? I don't know.
It'll be out in August.
It'll be out in August, anyways. I think like the 27th or 28th. It's pretty cool. Hell yeah.
Venom record.
Yeah.
I'm tired just hearing about all this. Yeah, that's right, Venom. Yeah, you have so much going on, you guys.
I say that to people.
When do you sleep?
Like, I have so much, I have so much personal cool stuff happening, and he has so much personal cool stuff happening. I feel like I bore my friends, and I try not to talk about it actually, because it's like, hey, what do you have happening? And you're like, well, how much time do you have? And how much interest do you have in what this large pile of stuff that I could just divulge to you? And you'd be like, wow, okay. And then they're like, when do you sleep? And I'm like, well, I also have 5 kids. And then between those 5 kids, I also have 2 grandkids, which is pretty wild. So it's like man, and we're doing domestic stuff, you know, like mowing the yard and all that stuff. We're just living a damn fucking whirlwind down here in Florida, just making music, man. Hell yeah, I'm running for it.
Right on. The honey-do list never ends when you're married or have a partner. You know, that's another thing. Like, you know, I think all the downtime from last year, everybody's honey-do house list got like their fantasies came true and everything.
Yeah, I got like chipped away. Yeah.
Right. All those projects, the house things. Hey, let's remodel the deck. That all happened and good. You know, productive. Be productive. That's the only thing. Honestly, it's the same thing with us. We just like. I think the prevailing wisdom of everyone I've talked to is just be as focused and creative as possible until the normalcy returns or whatever the next normal looks like. Obviously, this is probably, I'm thinking, especially for you, Jared, like the longest period of time you've been off the road in your whole life.
I've never been home. Like this is actually, I've joked with my kids and my whole family. I'm like, this is the first time I've been home for everybody's birthday. The first time in all of their lives. My oldest is 21. So I have literally never been home for everybody's birthday their entire life. So I was like, that's pretty cool. You know, it was nice to be home. I didn't mind. We just, you know, just focused in the studio, which we're fortunate enough to own that thing in the first place. So I was like, let's make good use of it. You know, what else? You know, what was that joke in The Great Outdoors? He's like, God gave us these, what do you think God gave us these claws for? To scratch our asses, the fucking raccoons. It's like, we're here to rip garbage open. Let's go. Come on.
Right on, right on. Anything else? I see a whole thing of records behind you and books and you guys have cool shirts on. Have you done anything else like hobbies, downtime, music you listen to, movies you watched?
That's
I know.
Johnny D from Doro. He's got a cool t-shirt company.
Yeah.
So I ordered one of his shirts. I'm like, man, hell yeah. You know, because we're all out of work musicians and trying to grind and live and eat. So it's like, go buy a Johnny D shirt. Hell yeah.
Right on. Anybody that's doing the DIY thing and pushing and pressing, we like.
Yeah, we have a really bad vinyl addiction too. Like we go way too much. And
what you got there? I see some singles. I see some top shelf stuff. What you got?
Well, I guess let me just do
anything fun?
Let me grab
I'm definitely too addicted to vinyl, especially any of the swirly splatter, anything. I get dizzy, and then I found out that I bought some shit when I wasn't paying attention. Nails.
Yep. This record kicks ass, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, we got a bunch of King Diamonds over here. We got some Deep Purple. We got a bunch of stuff. Bunch of 70s shit we've been listening to a lot of. We've been getting into I found a Cozy Powell vinyl, which was do you remember the name of that record? That Cozy? No. Oh, it's the one where he's in a pool, face down in a pool, black and white cover, and then on the back just his pants are in there. I'd never heard the record, and I'm like, wow. And then I'm looking and I'm seeing who Gary Moore played with him, and who else was on that? Jeff Beck did a couple songs, and I'm like, dude, I might have to buy this for $8, you know. Brought it home, put it on, was fucking floored. So that was cool. It was like purely on like an album cover. So music is still having that same effect that it had on me when I was a kid, which is awesome. You know, we're raising our kids up to do the same thing and be like, just try and enjoy music, enjoy life best you can, you know, especially in this weird time that we're in. It is weird too, man. Like that show we did with Deicide, obviously we haven't seen anybody in a year, really. And you go to the show for like the first hour or two, it was kind of like, I don't know what to do with my hands. It's like, and everybody started loosening up, and it's like a regular rock show.
I saw some video. What was the vibe like? Were you cool? Were you anxious? How did you feel just casually?
Awesome. Everybody was so excited to be there. It was a super positive vibe. Obviously, there was a ton of local people there.
Yeah.
Evan, the bar owner, was pretty stoked because it was obviously a sold out night. It was overall really awesome to be back.
Overwhelmingly positive, yeah. It was
awesome. I'm jealous. I'm deeply jealous. I'm hoping to get to my first show back in the summer, probably July. So yeah, we're getting there. We're gonna get there. It's just gonna take some time. Just as a last thought, since we were just talking about records, do you remember like the very first record you ever got?
Might not have been the very first, but the one that made a profound change on me was I got Aerosmith Classics Live 2, which is a live album from the 80s, and that band changed my life and made me pick up the guitar. because I remember hearing, I didn't know what guitar or bass was, so I think I had that and a Queen greatest hits, and I had my Walkman, and I would ask my brother Eric, I'm like, what's this part in the beginning? And he would say, oh, that's a bass. And I go, oh, okay. And then I'd listen to some more and say, oh, what is that? And he would say, oh, that's a guitar. And it turned out that I liked more guitar parts. So thank you to Brian May, Brad Woodford, and Joe Perry.
Word.
Joe, hell yeah. For me, the first record I bought was Ren and Stimpy, You Idiot. So I was like 8 years old or something like that, 7 years old, and was at Walmart and bought that. So I don't have the really cool, I bought Slayer, or I bought, Cannibal Corpse first. I bought Ren and Stimpy, You Idiot, which makes a lot of sense if you know me. I'm pretty much an idiot. So there's that.
I mean, I did have the Baja Men. Baja Boys?
Baja Men.
Baja
Who
Men.
let the dogs out?
When it came out.
I believe they're men.
Yes, they are men.
My,
Who's the
my
Ren and
dad
who's
had
the
given
Stimpy?
me, Faith No More, The Real Thing. So I had that CD, that was one of the first ones that I physically got my hands on. But as far as music for me, like growing up, my father had a huge vinyl collection and raised me on, you name it, Deep Purple, Lucifer's Friend, huge list of and he would always be like, listen to what this drummer is doing, Jeramie, oh man. And he would cite the drummer. Of course, I had no idea who Donnie Brewer was when I was a kid, but then I ended up learning who he was. And then Ian Pace, and he'd be like, listen to what he's doing, listen to this. And I didn't understand it. I was 5, 6, 7, give or take. But you get older and you're like, man, he was really shoveling a lot of freaking musical information my way, which is cool. I mean, I was lucky enough to have a musical father, so I got to play quite a bit when I was a kid. Got to play quite a bit.
Nice work, Dad. Nice work, Ren and Stimpy. Nice work, Baja Men. All these references, all this randomness is right in my random ass wheelhouse. Guys, Inhuman Condition, congratulations on this Rat God record and putting it out yourself and overcoming adversity and being super do-it-yourself in this era when really that's what is almost the best way forward. And congratulations on everything, and please stay safe. And I look forward to seeing you in any number of projects on the road very soon.
Perfect.
Heck yeah. Thanks for your time, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.